Hey, what's going on? This is Billy Newman, and you're listening to the Billy Newman Photo Podcast. It's October 12th, 2017. I'm in my truck. I'm doing some work. Actually, wait, I'm not in my truck. I'm in this loaner car because my truck's still in the body shop waiting for the dents and damage and the window that was busted out to be replaced. I guess they tried to pull a window from like Portland from some glass shop, but it wasn't good enough, or it was after, I don't know what the deal was, but it was inferior glass, I was told. So now I have to wait for like a whole week for GM to ship out a window OEM replacement from, I don't know, somewhere in the Midwest. So that's great, right? But yeah, so I have this loaner car for a little bit longer. I've got some photo things that are going on, which a couple hiccups, I guess, having this like weird little loaner car. I need to call them and see if there's a better one. It's okay, but it's like, man, this thing has terrible gas mileage, and like it runs bad too. It just runs rough. It's a rental, so I mean, I'm sure no one takes care of it in any way. But yeah, a couple things going on for the podcast today. I just put up a photo of the Wallowa Mountains up in the Eagle Cap Wilderness. You guys have seen a ton of those photos from me so far. I like that place a lot. This was another photo from the backpacking trip that we did there back in mid-September, and real cool trip. Talked about it a couple times on the podcast, but this photo was it was over by where the cabins were set up. There's this whole side of the Arnoid Lake area that it kind of coves around, and it's sort of above the water line of the lake. And over in that area, probably 100 years ago, before there was like a wilderness area, or before I guess before it was like a nationally designated wilderness area, before you could build structures there, they put up a couple, like half a dozen of these log cabins that were just way back in there. And I'm not sure really what they did with them all together, but it seems like a cool little destination spot. So we kind of walked over there, and this photo where it was taken was right over there in that area. But it was cool spots to walk around through there. Lots of trails that kind of cut through the side of the lake and then up to the backside and stuff that we tried to check out for a little while. But it was fun hiking around there, taking photos and stuff. It was cool that first morning that we got up, because I think there was just one other set of hikers, at least that we saw, that were camped out there. And I think they had taken off by the time that we were like walking around and checking stuff out. It was cool. We came up on like these boats, these aluminum boats that were hauled up there next to the lake and put up next to a dock. And they're chained in, but they're not locked in. We were really tempted, since we were the only people up there, to snatch one of these boats early in the morning, paddle out to the center of the lake, hang out, check it out, and then paddle back. I always thought it'd be pretty fun. You know, it was kind of funny, actually. On the way back, when we were hiking back, we saw another group hiking up, and on their back they had a paddle, at least like a kayak paddle, and it looked like they had like an inflatable kayak or some kind of kayak like set up and wrapped up in their bag. But I thought that was kind of an interesting idea of taking an inflatable kayak that was light enough to backpack, and then carrying that up to some mountain lake to go do some remote backpacking. It'd be kind of a cool way to get around if you packed it up in there. I could see it working really well if there was like a way you could use it sort of continuously. You know, like if you could hike in a ways and then hit a body of water and then paddle across it and save a lot of time, and then pack up and then keep hiking and then keep paddling, you know, sort of a thing like that. Or, you know, hike in and then take a river down a couple days. That'd be really cool. But man, I don't know if I'd really want to hike up a mountain with a kayak on my back. That'd probably be a bummer. So, yeah, Photo Wallowas, it's up on Instagram. You can check it out. I've been trying to work more on my Instagram story stuff. I don't know if you guys are into that. And it's all right. I don't know. I dig it. It's just me finding clips of little silly things that I've been working on. So I guess it's not too big of a deal. You know what? I'm going to make an Instagram story right now while we're on the podcast. Why not? This isn't really a coast-to-coast broadcast. Broadcasting worldwide on the internet, right? That's what they say nowadays. It's a little cheat so that they can sound big time. So yeah, broadcasting worldwide on the internet right now for this little podcast. Let's see what we got. Yeah, do a little recording. Trying to do a little podcast in the truck, which is cool. So yeah, there you go. That's part of a story now on Instagram. You guys won't believe it. Did it do anything? Okay, I figured out this deal with the Instagram story. It's going up now. I'm putting it up. It's crazy, right? I'm sure you guys are excited. So since I've been working on some Instagram story stuff, it's been all right. But I try and get a handful of things up there each day, and it seems like it's got a decent amount of exposure to it, which is kind of cool. I guess I appreciate that part of it. Like being able to put up a lot of things that are kind of quick each day, and then having like one or two or three sort of main pieces of content that go up in the feed. As sort of like a main driver into the feed. Oh man, and I've been also trying to figure out some of the Facebook advertising stuff. I've used Facebook advertising for a while before, but I want to try and do more promoted pieces of content, just because I think that it's probably going to be a pretty useful thing. But I'm trying to get more specific or more targeted, more client oriented. Like try and select something like if I'm trying to book weddings, then I need to make an ad for that, and then I need to promote a piece of content for that end, like for some kind of business end. But I think just sort of haphazardly promoting a lot of things that maybe I don't need to promote. Maybe it isn't as useful, but it does seem like it is worth it, with the amount of attention that goes into social and the amount of attention that goes into some of the targeted like sponsored or promoted pieces of content that end up in the algorithm. It seems like it's going to be worth it for me to try and spend some cash to promote. It seems like whatever value the total size of the network is sort of commensurate to the amount of, in some way, the amount of value you paid into that system to get that value. Does that make sense? Like if I have an Instagram network that's worth $1,000, I don't even know what this means. It seems like I would have to pay $100 in Instagram promotions to get that. So it seems like it's worth it. I don't know if it's that much of like that good of a ratio. I don't know if it's really worth it like that, but it seems like everybody that's paying in to market and advertises, who's getting a yield back, and me doing nothing to promote is getting no yield back. So that's got to change. Oh, so now that it's October and mid-October, and that the weather's changed, and that we're moving into like a wetter part of the year with more rain, I'm trying to do some more chanterelle picking. I haven't really done any yet, but I want to try and get out toward the coastal range. What is it, like Highway 136 and Highway 128? Who knows if I'm right on that, but both of those I think kind of cut out toward the coast, or Highway 36, maybe that's what it is. There's a couple of these that cut out toward the coast, and I want to try and pull out on a couple of the BLM roads that run up. There's a few spots that I found around here, and it's weird how they sort of grow in patches, these chanterelle mushrooms. But I'm going to try and head out up there and see if there's any fungal growth this time of year. I've seen people grabbing them. I've seen like a handful of Instagram posts from people that I know that have been around Oregon somewhere trying to pick up a bunch. So congratulations to them. But yeah, most places that I seem to stop by, even like forests that should be pretty fertile areas for them to grow, they just don't seem to develop too much. So I need to try and find a couple more hunting grounds that'd be effective. So chanterelle stuff is going cool. This weekend, I'm going out to eastern Oregon into Lake County toward Christmas Valley. It's kind of a cool area. It's not off, 58? And then there's the 20. It's not on Highway 20 out of Bend. I think it's whatever the 58 is as you're going like out past Fort Rock. And then I should know that road. I've taken it a handful of times. But yeah, it'll be cool. Heading out toward Fort Rock and then out toward Silver Lake and checking out some things out in Paisley. And I'm going to try and take a bunch of photos out there. I think I was telling you about some of the photos that I had in the past from Lake County that were going to be licensed for a tourism site for Oregon, which is cool. I'm up for that. That's what I want my photos used for if they can be. So I got to find some other clients and jobs and things like that. But all in part of that, I'm going to try and go out and produce some stuff that is Lake County, Oregon based, and see if any of those other images can be useful in branding and marketing and valuable to be licensed. It'd be kind of cool to find a couple. So that's a couple things that I'm working on. I'm also trying to be on the phone a ton more. I'm trying to like make a bunch of calls. I don't know if you guys do that, man. It seems like it makes a big difference, especially if you're trying to do any business on your own. It seems like you really have to commit yourself to find and produce a certain yield of work like each week, just to sort of keep things busy, you know, like keep enough things going out in the week that you have enough calls coming in like over the next couple of weeks to sort of keep things maintained. But I don't know. It seems like things come in busy seasons and slow seasons sometimes. But I've been trying to make way more calls, way more emails, like way more like contacts out, like outbound connections. And I don't know, something kind of interesting that I've been looking into. I've also been trying to talk to talk to people that have job or, you know, like work offers, gigs and stuff to go take photos for events. But I've also just been trying to talk with other photographers, creatives and stuff, or just other people that I've known in the past that that'd be cool to get in contact with and see what they know now. Really, I don't know. See like how people develop since college and if they have any insights or opportunities and stuff. I guess I know some stuff about photos, or, you know, like about the photo business, but I've only been doing it for so many years and I've only achieved such and such a level. So yeah, I want to talk to other people and figure out like other pros, other people, and like see like what kind of pitfalls they fall into, what kind of stuff do I see or observe that I should avoid or that I should move forward toward. But yeah, definitely as I'm closing out my 28th year and moving in toward my 29th birthday, I'm definitely noticing, I'm noticing an urgency within myself to gain momentum and something like that. But I really want to try and make some larger moves, you know, and probably everybody starts to feel like that after a while. So probably most of the stuff I've got to talk about, I'm going to cut through a video clip in Final Cut, and I'll post that up to YouTube. I'm going to try and post a lot of these videos up onto Instagram, too. It's been silly of me to not put some kind of 1-minute version up on Instagram or Snapchat or something, since they're such video-heavy platforms nowadays. But yeah, try and put more video stuff together. I got to cut more clips together, too. It's like a lot of stuff from this trip that was a couple weeks ago, but I got to try and put some more video content together. I need to get some little plan. I don't know, some little plan for this podcast too. I really dig doing this one, the photo one, and I want to do some more stuff that kind of expands on that. But I've been thinking about some other little podcast projects or ideas. This one's just kind of the fun one in the truck and stuff, but I've got the whole studio set up at home and I want to produce more with it. I don't know, way too much on my plate already. So anyway, thanks for listening to this episode of the podcast. You can check some of my work out at Billy Newman on Instagram. You can go to billynewmanphoto.com if you want to see some of my photos, some of my books, some of my writing, some of these podcasts. You can do all of that. So, yeah, on behalf of nobody, since it's just me and my truck, my name is Billy Newman, and thank you very much for listening to this episode of the Billy Newman Photo Podcast.